Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel, episode 16 of Who Should You Choose, the video series where I go through the prior videos, questions and comments, and help you with your HUT lineup decision. Also, want to bring up the fact that the HUT Hub app on League Gaming's app on the App Store is now live. So if you download the League Gaming app on iOS or Android, right when you open it up, you'll see HUT Hub, and you'll be able to access everything that is on the website right from your phone. We've updated the latest content for the last event. You can make team builds, search every card in the game, all of that just right from the app. Again, the link is down below. Thank you for everyone that has checked it out, and I appreciate it. We will be continually updating it. Let's get into today's questions, and we'll throw 15 minutes up on the clock. I'm going to get nice and comfy here. All right, Vinny Fletcher says, hey, Sleeves, do you think there will be a fantasy Perry trade-in set like there was last year for Kane and that junior player? I think he was in the OHL. I believe it was Tristan Junot or Leno from the QHL, but yeah, that just quit and left his team. Also, does it look like Gordie Howe is left-handed on his card art? Am I just seeing things? It's driving me crazy. The Gordie Howe card art, it's funny, I heard about this. I could be completely wrong, but it was brought up in the Game Changer chat by, I think, Thrash. And I don't want to say he's like ambidextrous or oh my god. He can play both hands or something. There's a weird picture. I saw the picture of it where it's like correct, but in the card art, it's really weird, and I'll look into it more. So, in terms of Corey Perry, I kind of had a feeling this was going to start coming up. So here's my thing. The fantasy event includes some risk. I think that if you're going to partake in it, you got to understand that you could be completely wrong. I'm sitting on Thomas Hurdle with only like 4 goals, and he's a 76 overall, and it's December 1st. So I eat that, right? Like, there's a risk to it. The crazy injury, like, that is, man, I don't know. It's tough. This situation, there's a real chance it ends up playing again. I think EA this year has been super stingy in terms of content, and I mean, the highest overall cards in the game are live moment cards right now, and that's scary because that kind of indicates that you can only get those in packs, that kind of thing. I wouldn't bank on it. I wouldn't bank on it this year. Dummy says, I'm free to lose, which is not very funny. It's not. It sucks. Therefore, I mostly play Squad Battles Elite 1 and some few rivals. My skills is much too low for HUT Champ, so I don't get any power-up collectibles. But when I get some power-up cards, should I use them for a few players or spread them over several? I have 1 X-Factor Crosby and 7 MSPs, mostly leasing them, so renting them. You want to hyper-focus on 1 or 2. I know that spreading it out kind of looks ideal, but think about it like this. Would 6 cards that are +1 overall to what that you had them at be more impactful than 1 card that's like 5 overall? It's just not going to impact your life. Unless there's a crazy ability that unlocks on some of them. Maze Jolt says, hi, Slaves, I might be completely wrong on this, but is it just me that feels like the new developers want to make the game easier for newer players? First, the total control scheme with 1-button advanced deeks. I feel sorry for Carpig. And hip checking being 1 button. Removal of the L2 in the offensive zone, which makes poke-check spam easier, as well as the self-sauce. Forced passes, not even the ship that was stuck in the canal could stop the cross crease in 24, to bring up Kessa's meme from 21. That was my meme. That was my meme. Kessa was a great Twitter follow. That was my meme when the forced passes in the Suez Canal. Flicking up makes the goalie more tired. I hadn't seen anyone complain about it before the patch. That was hard to score. All it screams is let's make the game easier, and I might be wrong, but I don't like the new change. So let's touch on this. The high-end player base definitely feel the changes more, but 99% of the player base are not people that sit down and say, I want to try and win every single tournament in a game that you play. You kind of just want to play hockey. All of the things that they've removed, for example, the L2, that's not stuff you see in real life. You can do it sometimes, like Cale Makar and things like that, but what we were seeing in terms of gameplay was just a mess. Like, it wasn't hockey. You're not going to see an NHLer back out and spin around 5 different times. Like, it's just not going to happen, right? The 1-button controls for total control, here's my theory on that. I agree, it was too easy, but here's the issue. They painted themselves into a corner where they marketed this lacrosse move as being one of the biggest additions to the game, and literally like 10 people could do it. While it is a very hard move, and it should be rewarded for those skilled enough to do it, but they have a whole move in the game that no one could do. And that's, I think, why they did it. And now it's tuned to a spot where, like, you don't see it. I'm in Division 2. I never see it. And I used to score it all the time at the beginning. I don't see it at all. So, yes, it is more easier for the casual player. But I think the casual player are the ones that play, like, real hockey more than any of us. They just go end to end. They shoot the puck. They make a couple passes. You know, they're not looking for the end-all, be-all in ways to win, like all of us do, the hardcore players. Should I sell my 87 live moments pasta because he's on my third line? The rule of thumb with live series cards, guys, is unless he has a crazy good ability combo that other Pasternak cards or other cards in general have, like Heritage Classic, McDavid, for example, you want to sell them pretty quickly, like the first weekend after they come out, because they'll only go down in value. Yo, Sleeves, 2 questions. First, who are your team builder predictions? And second, do you think Bobby Orr should now upgrade every month with the rest of the icons? I think he should, considering how big his arrival is into the game. 100%. Bobby Orr should, no disrespect to Gordie Howe, be Gordie Howe, like in the of the 3, or just add him. Like it should be Gordie Howe, Gretzky, Lemieux, and then Bobby Orr. So I 100%. I kind of thought that they would have a power-up icon release, right? On top of the 80, and maybe they do, and we just haven't seen it yet. I don't feel like they wouldn't have that card art made by the graphic designer they use. The other thing, my team builder predictions. God, I need team builders to come out. It's so funny. So I've been saving, as you guys see in my last No Money Spent video, I have 24 teams completed. I have all 8 team builders. I'm ready to get as many new team builders as possible. No money spent, the 90 overalls or whatever they are. That being said, even if I didn't, we've all had the same cards for so long. Like, the team builders have been the cards to chase, but we've had them for so long that our entire teams are made up of them, and now they're starting to be replaced. It's just time for new ones. It's time to freshen up the game. So, team builders are their big money grab, so they have to be what we call meta. I hate that word, man. They have to be what's called, I don't know, highly desired. So, gigantic or above 6 feet for the most part. Great abilities and good stats. And then multiple positions at that position. So the guys, Papa on my podcast on Coffee and Shell, he had a good theory that the big name power-up icons that didn't get a power-up icon this year, he thinks are going to be team builders. So, for example, Eric Lindros. Next would be Sundin, more than likely. Other than Sundin, we've got, I did like a whole list. Rob Blake. Rob Blake would be a good defenseman. And they all fit like they're a team builder, right? Like those are all great players for their squads. I just think that those are the kind of players that I would suspect. I kind of thought Jerome McGinley. Obviously not going to be Jerome McGinley since he got a captain card. What's up, Sleeves? I have X Factor, Hurdle, Larkin, and Robinson. I'm wondering if I should re-roll. I also have X Factor, Jack Hughes, and Eichel, and want to keep those. Larkin is big get for me, but wondering if I should throw him in to hunt for McDavid. Yeah, so you could... I hate losing Hurdle just because it's my dude. You could go get the 86 Stars of the Month Larkin, who I use currently. Very good, and has good abilities, all of that stuff. So you can go ahead and toss those 3 into Chase McDavid. Red Eye says, Bonjour, Sleeves. No question, my man. Just wishing you and your family all the love and prayers. Hope the kiddo and wife and everyone else has a lovely day. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it, dude. It's nice to see some positivity, you know? Hey, Slaves, great content as always. I was wondering what your height and weight is, so I'm prepared for week 2 of celebrities. Keep up the great work, and the community appreciates it. Fellas, I will never, let me be very clear, let them put me in the game for Hockey Ultimate Team. And many of you might be like, yo, Sleeves, why wouldn't you want to be in the game? Fellas, first of all, I'm 33 years old. No one wants to play with a 33-year-old guy just skating around the ice plays video games for a living. Secondly, I am 5'8", and I weigh currently 185. I'm a little on the husky side. And I gotta say, I started playing hockey at 20 years old. Like, my first time actually in an organized game of hockey wasn't until I was 20. I could skate my whole life, but nobody wants a 5'8", 185-pound, 45 speed, 62 deking, no sleeves running around. What I will say, and what I will push for, and I don't care if anyone complains or whatever about it, make the content creators coach cards, EA. No more of the generic Getty headshots, Robin Banks, or Chad McJohnson. Give us those. That's what would be cool. I'd love to see you guys rocking a big coach nose sleeves on the bench. And dude, I'd put my face scan in to be a coach, 100%. But never, you'll never see me on the ice. I gotta say, props to Barber, Bell, and Nasher. I've met them all multiple times. Me and Nasher, he's a good buddy of mine, and I can only imagine what it's like to fire up the game and just see yourself in it. Like, it's surreal. I can't imagine. They work really hard, so. Goff says, Sleeves, my X Factor pulls have been brutal. Same. For a while, my best ones have been Knight and Robertson. Have lower ones of Point and Eichel. Wondering if it's time to break down Knight or if she's something team of the year, or keep one of Point Eichel and use the other to reroll if my December pack doesn't hit. I have another random X Factor I will not be keeping. Would love your opinion. Appreciate the grind. Keep grinding. Congrats on joining Team Dad. Let's go, man. So I just downgraded Hillary Knight, and as you know, she has been like the queen, you know, in the No Money Spent team. Problem is that if you can't use Unstoppable Force on her, like if you're not going to do it, it's very difficult to use at the higher end of the game. Robertson, former Niagara Ice Dog, love him. Skating is just brutal. He's not going to get Team of the Year. I just don't see the point. It'd be so expensive to keep upgrading him. Eichel and Point, first of all, Point is great statistically, like great attributes. Eichel plays different. Like Eichel is a card that is... You don't need to look at the attributes. He is just built different. I would keep them probably. Yo, Sleeves, grind to lose here. Need a top 2 defenseman. MSP auction house only. Already have Eurocheck. Maybe some budget buys that you could recommend. Oh, I hate not looking at the auction house before I do these videos, so give me a moment. Jake Sanderson's Global Series card. Bang! There you go. Hey, Slaves, love the channel. If I don't plan on making any team builders, would you recommend tossing all 81 and lower into the icon set? Thank you. Yeah, go ahead. That's fine. Or sell it for coins if they're tradable. For the Celebrities event, I didn't build a single of the 3 overalls. Got my free one from the store and bought the other 2 on the market as rentals. Finished moments with all 3. Finished objectives with all 3. Resell the 2 I bought on the Shell market and came out square coin-wise. Made up a ton of collectibles in the process, gained a ton of Shell collectibles, which I threw into random packs, got a couple 86s and 85s throughout. Was a great move. Man, not bad. Smart move. Loved seeing like little hacks like this. I need more of this in these videos if you have stuff that the community needs to hear. That's a good idea. Hello, no. First name, no. Just pulled tradable how. Should I keep him or sell him? I have Mario and Wayne halfway to Wayne. I have 5 of the team builders. Thank you. Guys, this is a good thing I want to bring up. The icons, Gretzky, Lemieux, Howe, they are starting to fall in price, and they will continue to fall, and here is why. As we go along, all of them are buildable. So, unlike last year where there was a massive amount of gambling to it to actually make them, they were so hard to acquire, they held their value the whole year. Be careful, because we're reaching a point where Gretzky and Lemieux are going for like 700,000 coins. So, if you are close to building one, like I am, build your one. I would go Wayne first, then Lemieux, because I think Wayne is more impactful now. At the end game, Lemieux is far more impactful when they hit 99. So, but after that, I'm starting to think I might just sell everything I get that would go into the icons. So, for example, I play Hut Champs, and if you get 12 wins, you get 8 collectibles. That's 4 Mega Players packs. All the fodder would normally go into that. That's what I've been using. However, you could just sell each of those for like almost 1,000 coins. That's like 120K. So you could get there to almost buy them. So I would watch out. But I would sell them now because they're only going to go down in price as more people are able to obtain them. Connor says, hey, Slaves, thanks for the Star of the Month Larkin suggestion. He's been great for me. My question is there a card you have used this year that you've used that plays amazing for you despite the stats or build of the card? For me, it's been Leo Carlson. It's only been a week, but he has a goal-scoring machine. Leo Carlson's build's actually really good. It's just his abilities that are poo-ass. Hillary Knight, man. Last year, it was all like, not big enough, can't use the women card. Like, all that, just absolute nonsense. I had a blast using her. It's just that now there's a lot of good right-handed forwards that have kind of replaced her. But she was nuts. If you go back and watch my first few No Money Spent videos, like, she was just carrying me. In terms of lower overalls, Evgeny Kuznetsov Master Set card, there's every year, there is always one Master Set player that lasts like the whole year that ends up being amazing. Jared McCann, for anyone that played 23. I know that like Miro Heiskanen from NHL 21, Rasmus Dahlin from NHL 20. I don't know why I can't think of 22. What was the first event of 22? Was that the weird Matthews and Yager one that like where they released like multiple overalls? Like it was a dumb event. But yeah, usually there's one. It's Kuznetsov for me. He's my first line left-handed winger. So just got Gretzky 91, and he is a beast. His agility is bonkers over in Lemieux 91 for now at least 100%. Just what I was saying before. His ability combo, Elite Edges, loses its viability as the year goes along because it doesn't add any animations. It is purely just jack up the attributes. So once everyone gets to 99 agility, Elite Edges really loses its like impactfulness, because when you're playing against defenseman cards that are under 90 and you've got a gold Elite Edges just animal flying back and forth, you can really do some damage. So at the end game, though, when everything is in the high 90s, Lemieux is going to destroy Gretzky. It's just how the game's played. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me for this episode. Thank you for watching. Again, check out the Hut Hub app. Download League Gaming in the App Store, and let me know what you think. And make sure you subscribe with notifications on to get your questions answered in the next episode. See you then. Have a good one.